Adam Bazalgette here at the beautiful club at Mediterra, Naples, Florida. Today, golf course strategy, making smarter decisions. We look at 4 categories: off the tee, approach shots to the green when you're in trouble, we'll give you some principles there, and around the green when you're in a bad spot. 4 categories. I hope you'll find them helpful. Well, statistics point overwhelmingly to the fact that longer drives, you'd already guessed this, produce lower scores. Shorter second shots into greens always make it easier. There can be a few rare exceptions certainly in this area. Now, a couple of thoughts for you. Arcos data, they're the leading people with the stat keepers in people's golf clubs. The average amateur golfer is only 3% more likely to hit the fairway with a 3-wooder than a driver. So, hey, that may not hold true for every single player, but generally speaking, it isn't that big a difference. There's about a quarter of a shot penalty on average for being in the rough, generally. Maybe half a shot for a fairway bunker. Water and out of bounds, that's a little bit different. If they're really in play and you're struggling, then I would consider something else off the tee. But keep the driver in your hand. Don't just default to hybrids and 3-woods. You'll have shorter shots, even if they are from the rough sometimes. You'll score better. So second shots when you're coming into the green, and we're going to give you a stat here, 150 yards from the fairway. This is 23 feet. That's what a tour pro would average. 50 percentile distance from the hole from 150 yards from the fairway. A 0 handicapper, a scratch player, is more like 31 feet. That's about there from the hole. This hole's, as you can see, is somewhat at the front of the green. A 90 shooter averages 56 feet from the hole. So let me just tell you, you will always have better averages putting than you will chipping. So if you're, this isn't even a terrible pin placement, but if you're aiming at all the pins and you're averaging 56 feet from the hole, I mean, I could throw it down the hill and I'd be 56 feet or in the bunker, but back this way I'd still be on the green. So hey, you're playing for fun. You don't just want to have an ultra conservative second shot the whole day, but I'm telling you, in the long run, aiming more for the middle of the greens, even if it's a relatively manageable shot, you will hit more greens and you'll score better. So let's talk trouble shots. I'm about 120 yards out from the green here. You could maybe see the flag between these 2 trees. The lie is reasonable, although my feet are a bit below the ball. Here's what you want to bear in mind. Never hit 2 bad shots in a row. Clearly I've hit 1 to get here. And if I complicate that by hitting a little fat or catching the tree or something like that, I'm going to make a very high score on this hole. So play for safety. We'll give you one other thought here in a minute. In other words, get out of the trouble and then try to make it up on the subsequent shots rather than on this shot all the time. The rule of thumb is when you're going between trees, if you feel like there's less than a 90% likelihood you're going to pull the shot off, don't try it. The penalty is just too severe. I mean, hey, if I hit that tree or hit these bushes or hit it fat or something, I might as well pick up on the hole. So in this case, we're going for a chip out. I've still now got 60, 70 yards to the green. Worst case, perhaps a bogey. Okay, final category, and that's when you're in a really bad spot around the greens. Getting down in 3 is always obviously really good. You're either going to make bogey or par or something like that. These things, I've got it on a downslope here. It hasn't quite rolled into the bunker. The green's raised up. There's very little green to work with. I could easily stub it in the bunker or thin it over the green and make who knows what on the hole. So in your mind, can I get it down in 3 is what you're looking for. Now, the way I'd strategize that is, where is a relatively safe place I could play to that I would have a reasonably good chance to get down in 2 from? 1 to get there, 2 to get down. For me on this hole, I like chipping out to the right. There's lots of green back here. It's not a piece of cake shot, but I should be able to take this shot here, chip it on the green. I've probably got 45, 50 feet to the hole, and I'm pretty confident most of the time I can 2-putt that. So strategize, where can I safely get it to give me a good shot to get down in 2 from that spot. If you think and break it down that way, I'll bet you'll save yourself a lot of shots when you get into these situations. And I think these thoughts will help you. I certainly hope so. Appreciate you watching the video.